welcome to Sunday, technically now Monday, 1:32 a.m. So today we did a bunch of stuff, none of which I really filmed. I kind of filmed on my way back from finishing leaves about 3:30. Got about 3.5 hours of blowing in today. I did the whole yard. I'm sure the driveway on the side over there is covered. That part of the house out there right outside my garage door is always a disaster. Those two huge maple trees seem to get, well, of course they do, obviously get bigger and bigger every year, and you really notice it. But we got all that taken care of. Maybe we're halfway done. Some trees are completely done. Some looks like they haven't even started. Then I came inside. I had the majority of actually the whole evening free, so I had some dinner. Then I went upstairs and ended up cleaning out most of the drawers in my room. I got rid of a lot of stuff, organized. It was a defragmentation day, if you will, up there. You know, my time here is limited, and when the day comes when we travel west and move to Seattle, because I love the clouds up there, want that to be a semi-easy process. And there's no such thing as an easy move, but the more stuff you can clean out, organize, sort, and allocate now, the easier it'll be. So that was my thought process. I got a lot of work done on that. Last week I cleaned out a bunch of drawers in my desk, got rid of tons of CDs. I had software with like Office, OneNote, 2007, way back in my nerd days. I cleaned out a bunch of stuff, half filled the trash can today with that. Yesterday when I was talking to my dad, I did a code of Z6 on the car. I had planned on doing a Z5 and or a Z2 application today. Time just didn't allow. So I don't think I'm going to be driving this car until probably Thursday. It might clear up on Thursday enough to take it to Kent. So maybe if I have time this week, I'll do it. If I don't, it's not going to be a big deal because it'll be in the body shop next spring. And I'm sure I'll do the normal clay and start over again with the waxes, even though it won't go through the winter. Reason being, you know, I'm going to have fresh mirrors, although that doesn't really make any difference. But the rust that's going to be removed from the body, there's 3 areas that I'm going to jump on next spring. One is right here. You can kind of see it. I noticed that. I actually never noticed that until I installed this rear bumper. And right after I had the bumper installed, or I put it on myself with Ken, and I took it in and then he buffed it. I said, hey, you know, I just saw that. Can you get rid of that? And he said, yeah, that wouldn't be a big job. However, the bumper has to come back off. And I had just spent time aligning it on the body and installing it right, you know, putting that new trim back here in the trunk. And I didn't want to deal with that. So I said, you know, I'm going to have it in next spring. We'll do it then. So there's thing 1. Thing 2 is the driver's rocker panel. You won't see it now. It's been a disaster since I've had the car. So we're going to rebuild that next spring. And thing 3 is this door seam here has begun to open up, and it's got a little bit of rust on that. So Kennan's going to have that guy and Kent fix his, and if he does a satisfactory job, which I have no doubt that he will, I'll have him do mine. And then I guess thing 3.5, he'll be painting fresh mirrors because I have that corrosion and, you know, stone chips on that. So that'll be the spring project. That and the brake rotors, pads, and fluid flush. That's going to be about it, I think, general maintenance. I'm going to touch on another point. I did watch Dexter, got 2 episodes of that done. It's going to be a pretty busy week. Joe's not available for lunch Thursday, so we're going to push that to Wednesday. Lunch with him Wednesday. Knock on wood, I don't think I have any exams this week. Next week I have a macroeconomics exam. That'll be another bloodbath. But this week it's just a bunch of homework assignments and test corrections due Tuesday. And leaves and mowing, actually. It's been so wet and I haven't had time to get the leaves blown off before I can mow. That'll be later in the week. It's supposed to rain for the first part. Still waiting for the passport, stuff like that. So I'm gonna head up to bed now, kick the week off tomorrow. 2 classes and homework assignments and rain, so probably no mowing or blowing. But that's it. So you guys have a fantastic week. Enjoy your day. Good night. Whatever you're doing after you click thumbs up and say hasta la vista. All right. Hasta la vista.